I I love this book, and I really did not expect to. I mean, Man-Thing himself is, awesome. The mindless yet empathic mix of chemicals and mysticism just looks cool. But I'm glad to say that the stories involving him are great as well. Essential Man-Thing Volume 2 convinced me that Man-Thing is extremely awesome and brought him to a level of awesomeness also occupied by the Thing. No man and no hyphen. The Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm. Anyways, this book is really just an erratic collection of issues. Man-Thing 15 to 22 of the original 1974 series, Man-Thing 1 through 11 of the second 1979 series, giant-size Man-Thing 3 to 5, Rampaging Hulk number 7, Marvel Team-Up number 68, Marvel 2-in-1 43, and Doctor Strange 41 make up this massive book. And they're mostly written by Steve Gerber and Chris Claremont, and drawn by, well, it's really just all over the place. But I can say that the art, regardless of artist, looks great. Man-Thing's tone fits so well with the black and white art, even though it's not the native style. Characters, especially the Man-Thing, of course, look interesting and detailed, and action is articulated really well. But, as I mentioned, this art really fits well with the tone present through most of the book. Man-Thing, a relatively mindless pile of muck, Ted Sallis in a previous life, created by a mix of science and magic, doesn't have thoughts in a human sense. In fact, he only really feels emotions. Emotions in general attract him, but particularly radical ones like anger and violence provoke him. But, as so famously or not so famously told by almost every issue, whatever knows fear burns at Man-Thing's touch. Yeah, Man-Thing hates fear. So as you might imagine, this can cause problems for innocent people in fear of his shambling form. Luckily though, in the pages of this particular book, he doesn't hurt too many non-deserving individuals. No, just a bunch of scumbags get hurt. Well, and some innocent people. But Man-Thing didn't do it, the aforementioned scumbags did. And perhaps the best thing about this book, though, is that innocent people do get hurt. And wow, I can't believe that I just said that, that sounds terrible on my part, but I'm sticking to it. It makes the book a whole lot darker, and the relatively realistic outcomes of the plot is refreshing. And also frustrating. One particular issue made me really angry at the bad guys, and that's good though. That's called investment. And I felt that way throughout the whole book, despite the episodic nature of it. Man-Thing's plight, something the writers insist you not feel because he doesn't have emotions, is nevertheless felt, and that's just great. And so is Essential Man-Thing Volume 2, despite for some of my least favorite fourth wall destruction ever, and a decline in the preferable episodic and grounded style later on in the book. But when it comes down to it, this book is about the people around Man-Thing, and how he affects them, and an investment in Man-Thing himself. Those two things create a fantastic experience I would actually go so far to recommend to everyone. Read this if you feel like you might enjoy it. Just don't be afraid because, whatever feels fear burns at the Man-Thing's touch.